Good evening. I'm going to do a short YouTube and really an introduction to the E-mini S&P and give you some descriptions of some of the jargon that is used in this market, such as bid and ask, size, tick, all of those things. If you are currently an active trader, of course this is going to be quite boring and seem to be a waste of time, but as a beginner, we have to start somewhere, and I'll make this as easy as possible. What you're looking at is actually the type chart from a platform that you would be using that I recommend and can get you access to. It is what you're looking at is a candlestick tick type chart. Over on the right you see the I will just kind of follow my cursor over, and over here you actually see what's called the dome, depth of market, different names. Different companies call it different things, but it tells you the numbers that are there for bid, ask, or what have you. But briefly, let me go into what the S&P is. As most of you should know, that is an index of 500 of the most widely held U.S. stocks, and they're kind of the blue chips of the blue chips that make up that index. Do not ever confuse the index price that's quoted on your major networks because they're using the index itself. Remember, we are trading futures, so we're in the September month now. We're going to be rolling over not too many days away into the December, and there will always be either premium, it'll be more than what the S&P actual index is, or less. It can be either, according. So that's what we trade, not the number that you see posted commonly on your financial networks. They don't normally give the futures. They may tell you the futures are up, but they don't normally give those prices. But this is what we're doing. So pretty well ignore everything that you're seeing on the chart there. The three lines which will be explained to you, we'll go into that later. But right now I want you to kind of ignore all of those other lines. We will get you to that point later on. The three lines, the blue, the red, and the green. The blue is slightly, the way the camera is set, the blue is slightly above the green line there. But anyway, let's go into what a bid-ask is. You'll over on the right in the dome area, you'll always see the bid and ask. It's going to, and since we move in 25-cent increments, the bid and ask can vary between, like right now it's showing 1953.75. If you wanted to buy, you'd have to pay $19.54, and that's the way it goes in quarter increments. The size, it means the number that are offered at the buying price, and the bid is the number offered at the selling price. Those numbers will be dancing throughout an active day. You really, they'll be changing so fast you really can't stay up with them too well, but they will get in a kind of a general area and tend to stay that way for a while. But anyway, going back to Friday morning, which was an unusual morning to say the least, somewhere right about here was the opening on Friday, and as you can see, right here we open. Now these lines are not there before you put them on. These are our jailbreaker numbers. This is the jailbreaker sell. This was the jailbreaker buy. The navigator is right here, as you can see. The navigator is the blue line The camera might not be quite getting it. The blue line is right here. That is the navigator. And that's the color coding that I would recommend using later, because you'll be the one setting those numbers on your lines on your own chart, because it doesn't generate them. That's the numbers that you'll be receiving every morning shortly after the market opens. And you can use those same lines then in the nighttime to do the brick bets, and you'll be able to see how they perform. But it's easy to see that we went right up right after opening. We went right up and almost touched the navigator, which we came 1/4 short of it, and then came right back down. And right here we actually blew through the sell number, and then just continued to spiral down, because shortly this is where the news hit the wire, that something had gone on somewhere, and the market just cascaded downward really, and just kept on falling there. So you can see that action. I mean, we're talking about 7-8 points there real fast that you had. But of course, we're going to be target oriented using the numbers. We're going to be target oriented, and we recommend that trying to extract that 3 points per contract. Now let me explain that. A point in the S&P E-minis, 1 point, that is equivalent to $1. If you're buying it 1950 and it goes up to 1951, that's a point, but that's good for $50. $50. Every point is $50. So if you are able to gather 3 points in the course of a day, that's $150 per contract. And that's what I recommend anyone start with, one contract, and then as you gain confidence and get more familiar with the system, then you can step up according to your own personal taste and needs or what have you. So that's the way it goes. Every tick is a quarter. Every tick is a quarter. This setting you see here is a unique setting that is only available. I've only found it on the Global Zen Trader. It is not really available on any of the others that I've run across. So this is the one that I highly recommend, because you set it up, you have your market profile on the right and your chart on the left, and the blue, green, and red lines I will show you later on how those are established and how you will address those yourself each day from the numbers that will be given to you on the website at crowsmarketwatch.com. So that's how that works. Now, even though you went up and touched the sell up there, and let me explain this, by the system calculating off of a quarter, the point off's the way we operate it, and the only way that it can be done using a quarter. Sometimes you get, when you try to split a quarter, sometimes if you're pointing off, you get a 12, and that goes back to 0. And if you get a 13, that goes to the quarter side. So, you know, in the calculations, if you took both of those were to be 12s even, then we could be off sometimes as much as 50 cents. And that's exactly what we were off there on the buy. And the reason it went there was because the navigator, it was trying to go to that navigator. It wanted to go to it, and got within a quarter of it. I feel like if the situation news hadn't have hit when it did, the market would have turned back up and went right on through that. The market was set to move up on Friday, but the news was just against it and turned it back down. So I'm going to do several of these YouTubes. I'm not going to try to take a lot of time here, but I want you to see the type platform that I'm recommending you use after the first month. During the first month, all I want you to do as a new member is look at those numbers every day and keep score there. You have the ability to do that, and see how they hit and how they work. That's going to be important to you to build your confidence up. and knowing that the system is actually working like I tell you it is. So you need that's the part you need to do. We'll get into more depth on follow-up YouTubes, and we'll leave them up, and probably like this one I'll leave up for a good while, because it is kind of an introductory type presentation here, and I want you to you'll be able to put all of these other lines that you see there, and I'll be explaining them to you and what they mean and how you should interpret them and what have you. They're very beneficial, but right now the main things being the numbered subscriber, I want you to pay attention to the blue, the green, and the red. And as you move on and go into the end of this month and begin to go into the second month, that's when you'd really be getting a chart and getting it set up and begin to see these movements here. And so I'm not going to take a lot of time. I want this to be a pretty quick video, but also give you some idea of what to look forward to. If you are already a trader and looking at the video, then I welcome you to go ahead and begin the subscription. And by the way, we are having a lot of interest in this program now, and once we receive enough members here, a very limited amount, I will tell you that, we will shut it down and not accept any more. So if you're wavering or thinking about it, now's the time to go ahead and sign up and get on this program while it's open, because when it does close, there won't be any chance. The only way that you would be able to join it is if one person were to drop out for whatever reason. So that's why I want to make sure that you understand that this is a very, very limited approach to the marketplace, because number one, we're not going to flood it and just take unlimited numbers of members. It will not work. It wouldn't be to the members' benefit, and we're not going to do it. These numbers that you're given here are not available anywhere else in the world. The system that I've designed over the last 15 years of trials and tests have brought us to this point. So these numbers are extremely valuable, and only you as a subscriber are going to have access to them. No one else in the world will. And as I've said before, no hedge funds, no professional people. If you are in that category, do not bother signing up, because I will call you and I will test you out, and if you're not what you say you are, you will not be able to get in this system. Simple as that. So more to come later, but this is what you actually will be looking at and how it will work. And so have a great day. I will do more YouTubes in the future, but right now, as we move along, I think this is adequate. Remember, bid and ask is one thing. Going long means to buy. Going short means to sell. If you open with a buy, then when you close that, you have to execute a sell. And right down on the very bottom of your dome there is your buy and sell buttons. All you have to do is click those and it's gone. And about 2 seconds that order is filled, and you don't have to really worry about it too much after that. All you want to do is make sure that we can extract some points out of this, and that's what the system is designed to do. So I'm going to leave it at that for today. I'm staying under 15 minutes, which I want to do. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you looking at it. I hope it's been informative, and we will give you more to come. Thanks. Take care.